Welcome to a new edition of Harness Central. I'm Harold Howe with Scott McEneny. Have a little chat about Saturday night with Betters Up winning the Fan Hanover. Who says size really matters?
That's right. It doesn't matter as long as you have a big heart.
You guys have a tendency, though, over the years, as the trade media does, get hung up on size. Now, well, we've got lots of examples to prove that isn't necessarily the case. You and I both like hockey. We can think of all kinds of examples.
Yep.
Brendan Gallagher for Montreal and Johnny Gaudreau for Calgary. They overcome it, and they're slippery. I don't know how to put it any other way. That slippery word really doesn't apply with horses. Like, I guess, how does she become one of the top fillies in North America, given the physical limitations she has?
You know what? She just got a great gait, a great attitude, and a big heart. And she likes to race. She wants to race tough, and she likes to race tough. And she's just a little sweetheart.
Yes. She did most of the heavy lifting in that mile and had to gut it out right at the end. When it was all said and done, you're home, she's in the stall, and you're thinking about the race afterward. What reflections did you have about it?
Yeah, you know what? It was just a big thrill. I was, she had a good week, and I was looking forward to getting a good piece of it. And she just reminded me a lot of her dad. Like, her dad was like that. He was gutsy and wanted to race too, and she reminded me of his dad. Betters
to like. You've had probably as many as anybody of them, and he's getting, towards the end of life and so forth. As a sire, what's your thoughts about him?
You know what? He looks great. He looks amazing right now. No matter how old he is, I just think he just keeps pumping them out, and I just think he'll just keep going. I really like a couple I got this year, so I can't even say they're not going to be doing this year. So I hope he does.
Coming back to her, just before we forget here, you wanted to have a thought about her caretaker.
Yeah, Stacey Curry's done an awesome job with this filly. She done an awesome job with everything she looks after. So it's just, they need recognition in this business for these horses, and she deserves a lot. She's done a lot of work for this filly, and she works hard.
The filly isn't a high-maintenance filly, but there's still this role of trying to keep them happy, and I gather Stacey's been able to do that.
Yeah, you know what? She gets a lot of paddock time, a lot of grass time. With fillies too, you got to watch them tying up, so you can't, lose the routine. And it's just, she's worked hard on her, so I'm very happy and hope she gets some recognition.
When a good horse comes along, we all look at it, try and backtrack and think, how did he buy that horse and not me? And there's all kinds of people who are scurrying to the books, catalogs, saying, Scott, give 15 grand for her. I know I wasn't in the bathroom. I know I wasn't drinking. How did he have the final say on her? Why was the buying public so indifferent to her when, her mother made $300,000 for Tony Alagna. She's a Betters Delight, only the second foal of the dam. I mean, it's easy to say now, but they almost treated her like a throwaway.
You know what? It almost was. Her problem is just she's small. She's very correct. She got the family, but she was small. And the thing that we liked about her was her video. That's how we went to go see her. Her video was amazing. She was very athletic.
This was from Brittany Farm.
Yes, and very athletic. And so we went and looked at her, and we thought, well, maybe we'll just buy her for ourselves, fool around with her, and see if she can, get to the race, and we sell her. And then I got her home, and Teresa Davison and Brad Grant, they, Teresa really liked the looks of her, and knew the size, and they just decided we went thirds.
One thing I did want to touch on is you swung her onto Lasix several starts ago. Now, what was that about?
Her coming end of last year, she was just a little flat, and bringing her back this year, I raced the first time, and she wasn't herself, didn't fire, and I scoped her, and she showed some mucus and a tiny bit of blood, so I kind of gave her the benefit of the doubt and tried her again. I just didn't. I thought maybe she was bleeding down deep, so we just took a chance. I schooled her on Lasix, and we put her on it, and it seems to help.
Yes. Just coming back to her breeding, the mother sold some beach somewhere for $10,000 first foal, and I really don't know what it was, but obviously there's some issues there, size or conformation or whatever. And the farm has a Captain Treacherous half brother to sell this fall. Now, I'm sure you're at least going to have a glance at him, but if he's a big strapping lad, does that bother you that there's an inconsistency now in what she's throwing?
It could be. I didn't see the first foal, so I don't know what it looked like, whether it was small, too big, or what it was. So, just look at him and see. I mean, she's probably going to make the price of him jump up. And being a Captain Treacherous as well, their first crop, they're going to sell anyway. So, you always think back, and I don't like buying those really expensive yearlings. It's too hard to get out on them. I try not to anyways. So, you know what? I was in the right spot at the right time. That's all I can say.
Yeah. You've had pretty good luck over the years not spending a fortune on them. Even Better's Light was $65,000, which at that time, well, now too, it's not crazy money.
Yeah, and he was the same way. He was just small. He was built great, and he just had a great body and stood great, and it's just their size. Some people just don't like small horses.
So, in theory, she's proven she can get around smaller tracks. She's not a big filly, shouldn't be hard on herself. In theory, she should weather the storm pretty well. I mean, they can still get sick, they can still get lame, but you got to feel pretty good, the middle of June with no pressure now, a couple hundred in the bank.
Yeah, and she's got a couple more weeks here that are going to be tough, and then she has a bit of a break, and the schedule's not too bad. She only have a couple starts a month, so it gets a little easier for her, and they can hopefully keep her sort of fresh and tight for the Breeders' Crown. And that.
Yeah. And what's immediately next?
The James Lynch is on the eliminations this Saturday at Pocono.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations on a great win. It was an exciting one to watch. I'm sure you're yelling for the wire to come along down that long stretch.
I've been that excited since Better's Light, probably, trying to get one to the wire. So it was a big thrill, especially when I own part of her.
Good stuff. Okay, Scott, thanks very much, and hope we keep adding to the win total there in the weeks ahead.
Thanks, Harold.
Harold Howe, Scott McEneny giving you the Harness Racing Edge.